Lam Research, LRCX on NASDAQ, taking its cue from the ASML Q2 earnings release. It beat substantially, beat by earnings per share by about 22%. This is our third video on a equipment maker, a semiconductor equipment maker. The other two were Applied Materials and KLA Tencor. Go watch those videos. We like all three of these, by the way. In fact, our least favorite probably is ASML, based on the financial metrics at least. You might find little nuances that you like one over the other. They're actually very, very similar. So it's hard to distinguish one over the other. But you may find one little cue in our video that may make you think one is better than the other. Or, by all means, there's nothing wrong with buying a little bit of each. If your total position in this kind of space, you want to go 5% allocation, and you do equally across that 5% of these three, there's nothing wrong with that strategy. Anyhow, Lam, let's take a look. I mean, like I said, I already said what the space is. They I love their tagline. It's perfect. Enabling chip makers to create the future. So they're providing the equipment to allow the chip makers, to allow the Intels and the Qualcomms to make their chips. Okay, this is big business. This is super tech. I mean, all these companies, they measure things down to nanometers. Okay, like within these, there's a little flaw on this wafer that you'd see there in their graphic, down to like 6 nanometers. They can detect it, and then we don't want to have that. That'll be a lemon in the computer or the device or whatever it ends up going into. So this is big technology, very sophisticated, like leading edge stuff here. All right, best way to do it is, in our world, is to look at the models, and I got to give Lam some credit in that it actually is the highest return on invested capital of the four, including ASML. It earned 25.75% return in, they have a year end of June. Okay, so in June 2018, that's their year end. So this is we actually have their Q3 right now, with the March quarter, which is their Q3. But anyways, and you can see they've actually earned some really good returns in the past, 26% return. The other ones back here were not earning anywhere near that. They were earning 11s and 12s and things like that. Everybody did crap out in 2009, so this is not abnormal. And then the good returns again, and then bottom out at 4% again. So it's like a double-edged sword here. Lam produces the highest returns, but also is the most cyclical. So that's it just means you probably gotta be, I don't want to say trader, because we're not traders here, we're investors, but when it does turn cyclical, this one probably comes down more than most, and you should be aware of that. That's the nature of it. But overall, I mean, it's producing the highest return. We're expecting a turnover in Q1, and you see, there is a bit of a turn. Q1, I say Q1, and I mean the general Q1. It's actually their Q3, the March quarter. Let's just call it the March quarter, and then we're in sync with everybody. And there was a little bit of a turn, but not that bad. So I think you see, if you look at the shares, the trading of it, it was getting soft, and then that Q3 came out, the March quarter came out, and it wasn't that bad. And it was telegraphed to be a disaster, and it was not that bad. And now with the ASML's Q2, the regular Q2, they have a regular year end, LRCX, KLAC, AMAT, all took a little cue from that and went up. So, it's hard to tell, which one is better than the other. I like them all, but I will give you my ranking. If I had to buy them in order, I would buy Applied Materials first, KLAC second, Lam Research third, and then ASML fourth. They're all good. They're all amazing companies. They're right on the leading edge of technology. You probably can't go wrong with any of them, but I'm looking at the financial metrics, the return and the valuation, and I look at it on balance. That's my order. But I'd have no problem if you thought the opposite. In fact, many of our clients might even completely flip that the other way. But we have an intellectual discussion about it and why they feel that way, and they have their reasons and I have mine. But I'm sticking with my way of doing it. So there you go, Lamb Research, one of a great bunch.